Hi, welcome back. Good Tuesday evening to you. The 16th day of February has been another cold, wet, dreary day in the neighborhood. There is some good news, that being that after a glancing blow, I can say, I guess, of some winter weather tonight, wet, not that intense, but more of the same, we will see a drying and warming trend, and we're still talking about a few days in the 60s between now and your weekend. Some good weather to speak of, certainly due of that. We've got some bad weather-related reports, stopping short of calling it a rescue, but a woman did have to be retrieved from waters common to an area on Route 7 earlier today, as they did rise briefly here in Sagersville before receding. But there have been some low-lying flooding issues around this area and the viewing area as well. We'll talk about that and take you out and about in just a few moments. We'll also have some other reports and information before I leave you. Keep in mind that in order to make it to the Knott County Sportsplex for a middle school ball game tonight, which was putting me on the road about 4:30, this program taped a bit early, and I'll have any breaking news that may have happened thereafter. I can tell you the McGough County Board of Education was meeting this evening. They do so to begin their official search for the next superintendent of schools. We did have a camera headed that direction. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. And the McGough County Fiscal Court is set to meet tomorrow afternoon with a report to follow that meeting as well. With that said, a couple of weather-related reports before we get to local headlines. A man is in the Johnson County Jail. I mean, you have to be certainly determined to either get to something or away from something to jump in any body of water this time of year. And getting away from something appeared to be the case, as a Martin County man sits jailed in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center after jumping into some icy waters and apparently in an effort, albeit unsuccessful, to flee police. This man, according to arrest citations, apparently was trying to outrun troopers with the West Virginia State Police, and he did so by trying to swim. He did. He swam successfully across the Tug Fork River into Martin County. However, it was there that he was taken into custody by the Martin County Sheriff's Department. 26-year-old Terry Michael Jarvis of Mingo County, West Virginia, was at his mother's home when troopers arrived to take him into custody. The charges that he was being sought after are unknown at this hour, but he ran out a door of the home, the back door, and then jumped into the Tug Fork River, swam across to the Kentucky side, and it was there that authorities would eventually run him down. It was also that he would be discovered after tracing his footprints in the snow at a residence. Footprints went in, but they did not come out. After some investigation, it was determined that he was inside. They found his very cold, soaked clothing inside as well. They also found the homeowners or residents, and at least one was taken into custody for harboring a fugitive or hindering apprehension. And all said were lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. As for Jarvis, he is still there at this hour, and he's going to be extradited back to West Virginia for the charges he faces. Anytime we see low-level flooding, as we did today in the Sagersville area, those common or areas most prone for flooding are some of the first to cause problems. That was the case today on Route 7. The McGough County Rescue Squad and others responded to a stalled vehicle while several other vehicles had made their way through the body of water. A small passenger car, also susceptible to water, which was a foot or so up onto the vehicle, maybe a bit more. A female driver had to be retrieved from that vehicle. Fortunately, we're glad to report pretty much the only incident that we've had with flooding today. On a cold, dreary morning, the Sagersville Fire Department and other EMS personnel were the first call to this area on Route 7, just as you turn across the bridge there at the intersection of Route 7 and Parkway Drive, very near the McGough County Rescue Squad base. It was there that several vehicles had already ignored warnings and obvious signs of high water, the high water itself. However, one small passenger car, what appeared to be a Dodge Stratus or something of that nature, did stall out in the waters. The female, actually, I'm told by emergency personnel on scene, got out and attempted to walk to dry land on a couple of occasions, but she was urged to get back into the car, and actually I'm not sure the make of the car. Nevertheless, due to the possibility of the cold water causing her some illness, she was asked to get back into the vehicle. They did take a pickup truck into the water and retrieved her, and she was brought back to safety. There was a lot, of course, if you've been out at all, flooding in high waters, a lot of driveways, some roads covered, the park areas of 460, Route 7, various areas in McGough County, and once again, those most common to low-level flooding. In all, we received about 3 inches, 3.23 inches of rainfall is what I've logged here at the studio for this last rain event for the month 5.66, and that has, of course, all added up, and with frozen grounds and a snow melt as well. Situations like this and scenes like this were common along and around in Sagersville. Like I said, Will has 460 all the way to Morgan County today, other parts of the area, but no major issues other than a few maybe more stranded motorists than the one we just saw. But that was the only call of emergency water-related that we're aware of coming in to authorities through 911. Cheese wasn't expected to go to that clip already, but why are we talking about Parmesan cheese? Because you might be eating wood pulp when you do so. And I like Parmesan cheese. That's not local headlines, but it will follow some more local news in just a moment. For high-speed internet starting at 15 meg for all of your gaming, movie, home, and business solutions, or to watch TV, including your favorite local channels without a contract, with hundreds of channels and digital and HD quality, and to stay connected 24/7 with friends and family, a direct line to 911, or to give your business the link it needs, choose telephone service you know is always there. Just click on their link on this site to find out how affordable the latest technology in communications can be. Foothills Communications.
Well, what a night for the Grammys last night. I have to admit, a little bit of exhaustion set in, and I slept through, on and off at least, through the majority of the show. And to be perfectly honest, not so upset after going back today and seeing a few of the highlights, we'll say. It was a bit of a different program, to say the very least, but there was some highlights, especially for those of us here in the viewing area who were anxiously awaiting word on the possibility of Chris Stapleton receiving his first Grammy, of which he did, the first of two last night.
So let's recap a little. Known for years in Nashville as one of the most popular and respected songwriters, he made his solo debut last year, greeted with absolute approval and enthusiasm. He won 3 CMAs in November. His album sales exploded soon thereafter. He had an appearance on Saturday Night Live and so much more. And if all that doesn't signify an artist has arrived, 2 Grammys most certainly will. And a performance to tribute the legendary B.B. King with guitarist Gary Clark Jr. and Bonnie Raitt by his side. He won 2 out of 4 awards that he was nominated for last night. Best Country Solo Performance for his title track, Traveler. That was in a pre-awards show ceremony that we didn't get to see. We had to hear about it. It took a little while, but we finally figured it out. And then Best Country Album. I mean, this guy is just absolutely getting all that he so well deserves and so talented. And we're still hoping that one day on his next trip to Johnson County, we'll get a word or two with our local hometown artist, which is so deservedly now a Grammy recipient, a 2-time Grammy Award winner.
Before I get to your McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar and some other headlines in a few moments, I have a few things that we need to make mention of. They have an organizational meeting set for tomorrow night. Getting our schedules to align thus far to sit down with 2 or 3 of the ladies involved has not worked out, but we assure each other that it's going to happen relatively soon. The main thing at this point is that I tell you about a meeting that's going to take place tomorrow night at 7 for a project known as Project Dresses and Dreams here in McGoffin County. They have put together this project to help with some maybe extra expense and extra pampering that goes along with prom for some local young ladies, and they're looking for volunteers in regards to doing hair and makeup, and also maybe supplying some dresses, shoes, and all the accessories to go along with it. And these moms, I think for the most part, and some other ladies as well, have put together a wonderful group that have been volunteering already, and they're hoping to get some more enthusiasm behind them. If you want to learn more about Project Dresses and Dreams, they're meeting at Betty's Pizza tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Now, following that meeting, we'll get a bit of an update, and prom will be here before you know it. And of course, it's one of the most special times of the year for our local young ladies and men, gentlemen, mind you. And if you'd like to help out for this very special thing or event and occasion, they would certainly like to have you in attendance tomorrow night, 7 at Betty's Pizza on Route 7. I got some notification. It's a little far out, but they are reaching out in hopes of filling some positions. The Signature Healthcare Company has asked me to run an announcement about a job fair coming up this Friday, 11 to 6. It's in Winchester, but I've been told by one of their employees that specifically the Winchester facility is about a 180-bed nursing facility. They have 137 buildings in the organization and company altogether, and they're actually based out of Louisville. They have rehabilitation for memory care, long-term care, and a whole lot of other services. And right now they have openings for CNAs, LPNs, and RNs. And they also asked me to stress that there's lots of room to grow in the company and that they have very competitive benefits. If those positions are something you might be interested in, I also have a phone number for you. My apologies for not having it on screen, but I will keep it, and if you want to call, or I'll have it posted tomorrow, it's 859-744-1800. That's 859, the Lexington area code, 744-1800 for Signature Health Care and a job fair to be held this Friday. I'll run it again throughout the week. That's it, except for the following announcements and reminders for the rest of your McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar.
I've got a birthday wish. Came in a little post-it note and nearly slipped through the cracks. So my apologies for not having it up on screen. But Lois Prater, here's what it says. We love you. Best mom and mama ever in the world. So happy birthday wish tonight. A very special birthday wish to Lois Prater. Best mom, mama in the world. Happy birthday to you, Lois. We hope you had a special day. But that message comes with a whole lot of love from a whole lot of family and friends. A couple of reminders. Rumpke, all county-wide pickups for the garbage collection service will be running one day behind, of course, due to the snow yesterday. I don't foresee any more complications weather-wise this week, and maybe for, who knows, a little thereafter. They and we are all due. But your garbage collection will be running one day behind the rest of the week. The McGoffin County Safe Coalition, SAFE standing for Substance Abuse Free Environment. The coalition tomorrow is hosting the U.S. Attorney General Awareness Group. They will be presenting a presentation on heroin overdose to anyone who would like to attend. This is a free event. It's at the McGoffin County Health Department. It will start at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and you are invited to attend. From our friends, the Sayersville Free Will Baptist Church, they've put together a beautiful turkey and dressing dinner. I say that because I've seen them cook before. They've got a beautiful turkey and dressing dinner, all the fixings set for this Friday, 10 till 2 at the church. You can call 349-5740 or 219-3809. You can eat with them. Guarantee you can take it out and be glad you did. A wonderful lunchtime meal prepared this Friday by the Sayersville Free Will Baptist Church. Before we turn to funeral service announcements, one last reminder tonight, and that is how you get announcements just like you heard on the program. Mail, email, Facebook, phone, fax. Drop them off here at the studio. And our website, of course, is available to catch the show in case you missed it the first time or need to see it again. Usually uploaded the following day at yournewstoday.com. Brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. 87-year-old Catherine Burton Adams of Sayersville passed away on the 13th, preceded in death by her husband Elmer. She survived by son Edgar Adams and daughter Ruth Ann Isaac. Visitation is this evening, and prior to services tomorrow, they'll begin at 11 o'clock in the morning. Visitation and services from the chapel at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Burial follows at the Adams Family Cemetery located on Cow Creek. Service is also to be held tomorrow for 65-year-old Viola Howard Minix Thomas of West Maple Street in Sayersville, who passed away on Sunday, survived by her sons, Steve and Nick Minix, and daughters, Vietta Minix and Melissa Kahn. Visitation continues this evening, and once again prior to tomorrow's services at 2, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Burial will be after at the Howard Family Cemetery at Craft Creek. Well, I'm just about, in just a few moments, that is, off to Knott County for Andrews Middle School game. They're still playing and have a game tonight at the Knott County Sportsplex. I want to make sure to mention that the Hornets game set for tonight has been canceled due to the weather. The girls will be hosting East Ridge tomorrow night. This is a makeup game set for tomorrow night. And, of course, as the season winds down, basically this week for everyone, with only 1, 2, maybe 3 games left in regular season schedules, we'll have some periodic updates throughout the week as the season is indeed winding down, at least on the regular level. And all the district games are over. And, of course, last night I told you about the district tournament, which does indeed start with 2 rounds of girls action this coming Monday night at Paintsville High School. More on that later as well. Well, not a local report, but it's a staple around my house, obvious, because these pictures come right out of the fridge. And actually, I could have put in a few more examples had I had some room in the frame. But really kind of taken back to tonight by a report put out by Bloomberg News about tests done on Parmesan cheese, of all things.
If you think that Parmesan cheese, might not be agreeing with you, a polite way to put it, I guess, based on other commonalities, but there's a new report out that says Parmesan cheese, the ingredients therein, might be something that you'll not be so happy to hear about. Bloomberg News tested several popular brands, and most of them were graded. They tested for cellulose, and they found it in every one they tested. An anti-clumping additive, for the most part, made out of wood pulp. Yeah, your cheese isn't all cheese. Acting on a tip, the cheese police, if you will, pardon that, but the USDA did a surprise visit first about on the Castle Cheese Company in Pennsylvania. This happened back in 2012. We're just now kind of getting the results. And they found that they were using all sorts of substitutes, cut rate substitutes, primarily wood pulp, as filler because Parmesan is so expensive. The same study also says 20% of the U.S. production in Parmesan cheese, about $375 million worth, is mislabeled as being 100% Parmesan when it's not. Grated cheese is where it's at. That's the worst culprit. Less than 40% was found to actually be a cheese product or be completely cheese product or complete cheese product. And they consider, as far as filler, 2 to 4% is safe. Some had as much as 20%, some more. Walmart's Great Value brand had 7.8% of the filler, if you will. Kraft had 3.8%. Some other brands were certainly even bigger and some smaller offenders, but every grated cheese they tested had some wood pulp / filler in it. There's companies facing fines, maybe even some jail time for some individuals, and I'm sure this is going to be a topic for cheese lovers for some time. Not as popular of a topic has been the weather as of late because, man, it's been one wicked ride after another. We have a calming trend on tap, not so much for tonight, 28 degrees for your low. Keep in mind the show taped a couple of hours early. Current radar conditions are not going to be that indicative of it. But precipitation to the tune of some light showers, maybe even though dusting's not an appropriate term because dusting would indicate dry, but there will be a chance for some wet snow. No real accumulation, little if any, but enough to remind us that it's going to be one little last blast of winter, at least for the time being. Winter's not over, but tonight, 28 degrees for the low. We'll see some continuing showers with a chance of that turning to snow when we do get closer to freezing. I'm at 38 degrees right now and holding. Keep in mind, this is the 4 o'clock hour in which I'm talking to you technically. Tomorrow, 39 for the high, 27 for the low. A slight chance of snow before 10, maybe some rain up through the afternoon, early evening hours. Not a major weather maker. We're talking about a 10% chance of some precipitation tomorrow and tomorrow night. It was just clinging to the last pattern. But that precipitation, wet or white, small in nature tomorrow, will start to work its way out of here by your Thursday. And check it out. The first of several nice days. 45, partly sunny on your Thursday. Clear skies will prevail, at least mostly clear. Thursday night as well. Nighttime lows above freezing. And how's that 3-day run to grab you? Friday, that's not a misprint. We're still looking at 60 and 40 for highs and lows. Sunny. Don't let the 30% chance of showers Friday worry you too much. That's a 30% chance of showers, mainly between 9, 10 Friday night and up until about 2, 3 in the morning. It's going to be an overnight thing, no severe weather associated with it, but a chance, albeit a pretty mild one, of some showers. But for the most part, Friday, sunny and 60. Saturday, more sunny and more 60. 62 actually, mostly sunny. Partly cloudy skies, late temperatures 40 once again. And Sunday will still hold on to at least close to 60. I'm expecting 58 degrees, partly sunny. We will work in a 30% chance of some showers early or midday Sunday. That will increase to 50 over the course of the evening and overnight. And then Monday will fall even closer to 50 degrees, very close to 50 degrees for daytime highs. And that's as far as I'm going to go with your forecast because it's not as nice as a 3-day staring at you after these 3 days. So tomorrow you'll notice a change. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be all about the change.
While it's not the harshest of weather conditions, certainly by comparison as to what we have seen for the past several weeks, and maybe even longer than that, it is weather that does warrant our attention throughout the rest of the evening. We hope you'll join us back here tomorrow night at the Godfrey County Fiscal Court to meet between now and the time I see you next. The school board meets this evening to start their process of searching for the new school superintendent, and I can expect and promise other news that you'll only see here. For now, thank you for watching and have a wonderful Tuesday night.